By adding some link database code to your global.asax file, you can log any errors that happen on your site to a database. Keeping a log of errors that happen on your site is good practice, as it helps you to track down and fix any problems that occur, even if they are not reported by your users. If you had several web applications, on a corporate intranet for example, you could even use this technique to centralize your error logging into a single database, allowing you to see all application problems in one place. To begin this lesson, open the Smart Method Store sample file from your Sample Files folder. And open global.asax. Although the error handling code you added in Lesson 12.2 is useful, you could have done the same thing using the ASP.NET configuration utility, which you learned to use in Lesson 9.2. Manually adding code to global.asax, however, allows you to customize error handling to a far greater extent. First, add Link to SQL classes to the project. Name the file store.dbml. You learned how to do this in Lesson 10.2. Now add all database tables from the Store database to your new link classes. You also learned how to do this in Lesson 10.2. Now return to global.asax and add the following code to the beginning of your application error event handler. Using store data context data equals new store data context, exception to log equals server.getLastError, error new error equals new error, new error dot error message equals exception to log dot message, new error dot error stack trace equals exception to log dot stack trace, new error dot error URL equals request dot URL dot toString, new error dot error date equals datetime dot now, data dot errors dot insert on submit, new error, data dot submit changes. This code uses the server.getLastError method to retrieve an exception object called exception2log, which contains the details of the last error that occurred on the web server. You learned about the exception object in Lesson 3.5. The code then needs to log the information in the exception2log object by adding a new row to the error table in the Store database. It does this by creating a new error object which represents a row in the error table. This object is called new error. The error details are then transferred from the exception2log object to the new error object and inserted into the database. This process is covered in more depth in Lesson 10.8. Now we'll test your error logging. View the site in your browser now. Now attempt to navigate to a URL that doesn't exist. You should be redirected to the error page, just as you were in Lesson 12.2. This time, however, the error was also written to the error table of the store database. Close your web browser now. Now view the contents of the error table using the Database Explorer. You learned how to do this in Lesson 10.1. As you can see, the details of the error have been recorded in the table. Close Visual Studio now. You've now completed Lesson 12.3, Log Errors to a Database.